For me, I'm just a drop in the ocean. That's how I would define myself. For me, art has a very strong sense of aesthetics, how you assemble things together. I am more known as an installation artist, and for me, installing or accumulating, putting things together in a format or in a way defines my work. My father was a civil engineer, but he believed in a lot of art. We were always told to recycle stuff into paint at home and make things for people from home rather than just buy things. I remember we used to make New Year cards and those greeting cards and stuff like that you do. So my dad and I would sit and do these greeting cards, and we would do different kind of all these invitations and thank you cards. And that's when I think I just didn't even realize I was getting into art in a big way. Actually speaking, my training or my learning has been more through experience and moments like this. It wasn't about just going academically, and I don't really believe in the academic way of learning everything. In some ways it's good, but this is the other side of it, which is so important. I actually studied as an applied artist and I did advertising. I just passed out of Jamia and I did this work, and I didn't know what to expect from the market. So I was very happy doing this work, and I realized it wasn't about what I was going to do creatively or challenge creatively. It was all about what the client wanted. I wanted to do what my heart said and what I wanted to believe in. So that was a very big switch for me. I'm a late night person. My day starts at 7 o'clock actually. I'm perfect after 7. I can just about do anything. That's how I function. But I don't have any set patterns. I can work for 3 days, 4 days non-stop, and nothing can stop my work. And there can be a month that I won't work. I sketch a lot. I start with my sketches. Anything, I always keep a pad or a book next to my bedside. I think anytime, even at midnight, I'll switch on the light and I'll just quickly write down whatever I'm thinking. It's very important for me because my thoughts that come define a lot of what my subconscious is thinking or going through, what I have dealt with people, what I might be feeling, and that translates slowly into somewhere into my work. I start understanding, and that's a very funny process that an individual artist, probably every artist, goes through. Once I have a subject that I want to work with, I definitely go into getting into the detail of it. For example, I do a lot of steel wire mesh work where I do weaving. So there are endless villages that I must have gone to and been there, sat on the loom, worked in the loom, done a lot of work like that. I'm a very hands-on person. So for me, when I see a medium or a product or a material, I immediately know where I want to take it. And so when I start my process and I'm doing something with it, I start realizing how it's going, what it's going. I might get distracted, I might try and add elements, but by the end of it, I know how to edit my work into minimalism to the extent of where I want to see that less could be more. More than looking at landscapes and trying to be one of those artists who like to go into these retreats and quietness and all, I love the interaction of people to start with. I think the language of people, the life of people, the experiences of people far more define things and moments in everybody's life and touches everybody's life far more than a landscape, or when you go and see these hills or you go sit in front of the sea for hours, which I also do. I've just finished a project in Shop Art Shop 2 where I did an entire work of a building with fiber, like threads and all, and they're in a village in the foothills of the Himalaya, and it was interesting to see how some people would say, "ये क्या है? आप क्या कर रहे हो? धागा क्यों बांध रहे हो?" It was a very site-specific work. I went to the site, I saw, and I felt I could install this kind of a work here because it's called "Who Live in Glass Houses." So it was a building that was half built in a very rural structure. The rest was a concrete urban structure put together, and it made sense for me immediately when I saw it. Talked about two spaces, urban and rural life. It talked about two different kind of areas that people are coming from. It talked about development. It talked about inside outside, because we are always constructing, just deconstructing. We come from somewhere. So when I see something like that, that's the language that starts speaking to me. Then I walk further ahead to this building and I see it was a newly constructed half-built building which had windows all set, but it didn't have glass. And the first thing that came to my mind was, well, people who live in glass houses do not throw stones at others. And then it just kind of, the whole work came to me. I said, so the work's called Who Live in Glass Houses, and it could be a person who is from rural place looking at the urban guy, urban person looking at the rural person. And because we always find this contrast of, spaces, talk and areas. And that's how this work came to me. Garb, the womb, is about, it's a fiber artwork. It was done with Raj Art Initiatives in Panipat, and it's a carpet weaving company, and they gave us the entire factory. They have 7-8 factories, and they gave us a freedom to kind of walk into any space and use any material to do anything. So I created this work which I think has a diameter of around 10 feet and is 12 feet or 18 feet high, and it's got these wooden cords in the outskirt of it. It's called the womb, and it's like, for me, it represented the moment I saw it there, like the umbilical cords. So it started with that. Then I took a lot of red because I love red, and for me, universally, as conceptually it would be, the color red is the only color that is universally the same in everybody under their skin, the blood. So it has a significance or a synergy that joins in everybody at some level. We can be fighting about caste, creed and everything. So the whole work is red. Most of my works are red at some level because of that. And it binds a lot of my thinking that way. And so then I took this whole inner space and I took raw metallic cord and wool and woven steel, and I just started tufting into the canvas. And so the inner rim is totally raw, and this thing, the outer is plain, simple, straight cords, and one of the sides has these concave and convex mirrors. So when you enter the booth, the circular space, it immediately you see your reflection into the convex mirror, and it's like you see yourself within the womb as a complete. So it's like yourself. You either can call yourself seeing within the earth or within the sphere, and how you see yourself within that, and it worked perfectly for me. I think that was the only place where people were very quiet and comfortable, and that was what I wanted to achieve. I like to believe people can understand my mind to some extent. I like to believe it's been very challenging and beautiful a number of times that I would think, this crowd will never understand, forget it. And they will come up with the best of answers, and they will ask the best of questions. So that's challenging for me, and that's beautiful. I like it that way. I think